Okay. Good morning. Okay, we will continue with our discussion for chapter 4, part 2. Okay, so we will just go through some important points in the slides. Okay. Okay, so the first one. So we stop with direct control for double acting cylinder. Okay, so double acting cylinder, we know that it has two ports. One is input and one is exhaust. So you need to in order to extend or retract the cylinder, so you need to use compressed air, okay, for both ports. Okay, so you can control it directly or indirectly, so similar like the single acting cylinder. Okay, so we can see a few example here. Okay, so in exam it will be given something like this. Okay, we will give a scenario, so we will give an application, so we will give all the requirements in the description, then we will have a drawing, then we will ask you to design the circuit. Okay, so here example 4.3. So double acting cylinder is to extend when a push button is operated. Okay, so you press the push button, your double acting cylinder must extend. Okay, upon release of the push button, the cylinder is to retract. So meaning we know the controlling valve will have spring, because once you release the push button, it will return back. Okay, the cylinder is of small 25 millimeter diameter, requiring a small flow rate to operate at the correct speed. Okay, so the last line is not really affecting on the design. Okay, so you can see, so direct control, so you can design two ways. So it depends on the valve that you are using. So yang ni valve apa? Okay, what is the name of this valve? Berapa port, berapa ni? Berapa? Ada berapa port? Dah ikut nombor ni kan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see how many ports. So yang ni adalah 5/2, sebab ada dua kotak. Okay, 5/2. Okay, so you press the push button, this valve is directly connected to cylinder. Itu yang dimaksudkan dengan direct control. So meaning no intermediate. Dekat tengah-tengah tu we don't have any valve. Okay, then how about this valve? Yang ni ada berapa port? Ada 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's similar, cuma dia punya functionality will be a bit lesser lah, because you have additional one more port. Okay, so in exam you boleh lukis either one. So kalau you prefer 5/2, you lukis dengan 5/2. Kalau you prefer 4/2, you lukis dengan 4/2. Okay, so either way will be accepted, but just according to the question, so you say upon release of the push button, cylinder must retract. So kena ada spring dekat belakang. So when you press the push button, they extend. Kalau you tak press, you release, it will go back to the original position because of the spring. Okay, so that's on the direct control. Okay, indirect control. So indirect control sama, situation yang sama. Okay, so similar way. So you are having a double acting cylinder. You have a push button operated. You press the push button, the cylinder extend and retract. Okay, sama. Okay, so I encourage for your exam, bawa highlighter ke apa, so you highlight all the important points so that you won't miss out. Okay, so boleh tengok dekat sini. So indirect method, so tengok you ada, so what is the name of this valve? Apa nama valve ni? Ada berapa port? Ada 3, 1, 2, 3. Berapa kotak? 2. So 3/2. Okay, so 3/2, push button operated, spring return. Okay, so tengok simbol dia you must know how to give name. Okay, so bagi nama yang asas pun tak apa, I still can accept. Okay, so I won't like minus mark. I expect you to name it exactly the same. Okay, but you must know from the symbol macam mana nak namakan dia. Okay, ataupun saya bagi nama macam mana nak lukis simbol tu. So you need to know. So indirect control, because from this 3/2 valve is sending a signal to another valve baru control the cylinder. Sebab itu kita panggil as indirect. So kalau direct, tengah-tengah ni tak ada. So it will be directly controlling the double acting. Okay, another thing, kalau you gunakan direct method untuk double acting cylinder, you tak boleh gunakan 3/2. Kenapa? Kenapa 3/2 yang valve ni terus sambung ke double acting? Kenapa tak boleh? Kenapa? Kenapa kena ada macam tadi kan? So kenapa kena ada either 5/2 ataupun 4/2? Kenapa 3/2 tak boleh digunakan? Why you cannot use? Kenapa? Cuba berfikir, discussion kan. Kenapa? Sebab 3/2 one port, kalau 3/2, so ada berapa port? 3 port. So satu port untuk pressure, compressor, satu lagi untuk exhaust. Tu tinggal satu lagi port. So double acting cylinder dia kena ada 2 port, either extend or retract. So 3/2 tak boleh digunakan. Sebab you boleh gunakan tapi hanya untuk one operation, either extend ataupun retract. So dalam tu tak ada spring, so you cannot retract. So if you just want it to be extended, you tak nak dia buat apa-apa lepas tu, so then you can use 3/2. So sebab tu at least kena ada 2 extra port, okay, untuk extend or retract. Okay, so this is a indirect method. Sama juga dekat sini. So you can use 5/2 ataupun 4/2. But in between you have one more port, one more valve to control the input. Okay, so far lab okay. Last week boleh buat, okay, boleh design. So please learn sebab yang itu adalah satu skill. Okay, fluid sim adalah satu skill yang you boleh letak dalam resume. So you boleh cakap waktu you nak apply kerja nanti, so I have a skill in fluid sim pneumatic design. Jangan letak tak tahu. So pergi ke interview suruh design, tak boleh design. Okay, so normally you go for industrial interview, immediately dia suruh buat, immediately dia suruh design. I pernah kena dulu. So pergi ke Intel interview, so dia suruh design digit. Ingat lagi subjek digit, nak gunakan gate, lukis gate. Simple je dia punya soalan. So kalau you boleh jawab, so they know that you know something lah. So jangan dekat transkrip digit A, tapi suruh design tak boleh design. So similar. So pneumatic and hydraulic pun sama. So when you sebab tu jangan tiru kawan. So subject skill ni tak boleh tiru kawan. Because you won't learn at the end. Sebab dalam exam at the end kena design. Dia soalan design ni kadang-kadang one big chunk 10 marks. Satu design. So you follow the flow, so you akan dapat 10 marks or 15 marks. Kalau you tak boleh design, you hanya miss the important parts, so you won't score marks. So kalau ada ambition nak dapat A lah, kalau nak cukup pass tu boleh lah. So just goreng-goreng sikit boleh. But if you want to get A for this subject, you need to know how to design. Okay, so there's another way, another indirect control yang dipanggil as memory valve. Okay, soalan yang biasa keluar juga yang ni. Apa itu memory valve? So I explain. Okay, so what is memory valve? So boleh tengok dekat sini. So I think you boleh baca yang ni. So you can read. So I just show from the picture here. Okay, so memory valve. So kita tahu untuk extend and retract double acting cylinder, what do you need to do? So macam mana nak extend double acting cylinder? Double acting cylinder macam mana nak extend? Extend maksudnya cylinder ni nak gerak ke depan. So how you want to make it move? Apa yang you kena supply? You need to supply compressed air dekat sini, baru dia extend. Port ni kan, port number 4, baru dia extend. So macam mana nak retract balik? So you need to supply compressed air from the opposite port, port number 2. So kalau you did extend, you tersupply compressed air untuk dia retract, apa yang akan berlaku? Dia takkan retract sebab tak ada spring. So it will be in the extended position until you give a compressed air from the opposite direction. Okay, so itu yang kita panggil as memory valve. So maksudnya you tekan dekat sini, ambil gambar sebelah kanan dulu. Okay, for forward movement. So you press the push button for forward. So dia akan hantar signal yang ni akan pindah ke bahagian kiri, then your cylinder akan extend. So dia akan ada dalam extended position sampai you tekan push button ni. So dia macam ada memory lah dalam tu. So you press, so dia extend, dia stay. Yang stay itu yang kita panggil as memory. Okay, so until you press the return push button, dia takkan patah balik. Okay, so that can be some application requires you to design your circuit using memory valve. Faham tak? So kalau saya minta dalam exam, boleh jawab? Boleh ya. So I think ada banyak-banyak term lah. So you need to know how to you just need to understand the concept behind it. So kalau you dah tahu design according to the step, so I think dalam exam pun you boleh lukis, tak perlu hafal. Okay, subjek ni you just need to know the theory part. Yang design ni jangan hafal, sebab different question requires you different way of designing. Okay, so example 4.5. So ini adalah satu situasi. Okay, similar like how the exam question will be. Kita bagi satu situasi, suruh you design something, a solution. Okay, so boleh tengok dekat sini. So dia cakap ini adalah barrier system untuk parking. So dia penghalang kan. Okay, so ada penghalang. So penghalang ni digunakan double acting cylinder. So boleh tengok cylinder ada dekat sini. Okay, so the attendant pushes a button to operate the system. So meaning if you press the button, your barrier dia kena lift. So cylinder ini extend, so barrier automatically naik ke atas. Okay, so the attendant has complained that the barrier rises too quickly and is worried that this may damage it. Dia suruh saja. So masalah dia, so barrier naik terlalu cepat. So barrier naik terlalu cepat. So dia takut barrier akan rosak ataupun cylinder akan rosak. So they ask to suggest a circuit. Okay, so kalau pendapat you, so kalau nak reduce the speed, apa yang you akan buat? So what you need to do? So either ada banyak cara lah. So either you use a restrictor ataupun you gunakan memory valve, time delay valve. So you so untuk dari horizontal naik ke vertical maybe 3 seconds. So you introduce the time delay, so maybe it will naik slow. So ada banyak cara. Tapi dalam solution ni dia gunakan restrictor. So one more thing, exam jangan lukis macam ni. So, tengok pun pening kan. Nak tengok dari tepi ke, nak tengok dari tepi ni. So draw horizontal. So draw horizontal macam ni. So jangan lukis vertical. So vertical, you pun tak faham, you pun confused, saya pun confused. Okay, so that's one of the SOP. So dalam circuit ni tengok, So they don't do a lot of modification, dia cuma tambah benda ni, one way flow control valve. Okay, so kita panggil as restrictor. So dia cakap dekat sini, always restrict the exhaust air coming from the cylinder, as this make the piston move much more smoothly. So you can introduce restrictor at the entrance of the cylinder. Tapi what will happen? Maybe it will jerk. Dia naik slow, tapi dia akan jerk. Takut dia kena kat orang kan. So if you want it to rise smoothly, so letak dekat exhaust air coming from the cylinder. Maksudnya udara yang keluar dari cylinder adalah dekat sini. So you place a restrictor here. Then what will happen? Waktu dia nak extend tu, so dia akan control. So automatically the speed will be reduced. So that's what the solution gives. Okay, then we have one more similar kind of situation. So liquid metal is drawn. So industry banyak gunakan pneumatic. So banyak gunakan pneumatic, banyak gunakan hydraulic. So you need to know how to design. So disuruh design pneumatic control for this application. So boleh tengok. So you have a push button, so you operate. So you boleh control the speed. So tengok dekat sini ada percentage. So 23%, 50%. So if you want it to extend slowly tapi retract fast, so you control dekat sini lah volume dia. Sebab I pernah tunjukkan, so dia ada macam screw where you can control the opening and the closing of the valve. So you boleh control the speed, and you are connecting this to a double acting cylinder. So ini adalah contoh-contoh soalan, jenis-jenis soalan yang boleh keluar. So nanti saya akan bagi some tutorial questions for you to design. So selepas saya bagi tutorial question tu, try to design using your fluid sim. At the same time, try to draw also. Sebab waktu exam final nanti, I don't expect you to bring your laptop, design fluid, gunakan fluid sim. So you need to know how to design it manually. But at the same time, for industry, you need to know how to design it using the software. So dua-dua skill kena ada. Okay, so this is example for end valve. Okay, dia akan bagi satu situasi, kemudian bagi gambar. Okay, as to retract. So the piston rod of the cylinder 1A is to advance only if the workpiece is inserted in the workpiece retainer, a guard has been lowered, and the operator presses the push button valve. Okay, so in this case, how many conditions are there? Berapa condition yang ada untuk cylinder extend berdasarkan soalan ni? So what is the first condition? Okay, a workpiece is inserted in the workpiece retainer. So maksudnya yang ni ada workpiece retainer. So ada dekat sini. So you can ada something to detect whether workpiece already placed there or not. So kalau sistem yang ada sekarang, maybe you can use a sensor. So pneumatic sensor is a roller valve. So you place something, so dekat bawah dia boleh detect weight, dia akan on. So it will give a signal. Then what is the second condition? A guard has been lowered. So ini adalah guard. So maksudnya you letak workpiece, kemudian you turunkan besi tu. So besi tu kalau dia perfectly fit, so ada satu roller valve dekat bawah, dia akan tekan juga. So all using a roller valve, and then baru push button, baru dia akan on untuk extend. So if one of the condition is not met, so you don't extend the cylinder. Okay, so upon the release of push button, or if the guard is no longer in the lower position, so untuk release, how many condition? Untuk retract. untuk retract. Extend ada 3 condition. So one, workpiece must be inserted, ada roller valve dekat bawah untuk detect. Kemudian guard is lowered, then press the push button. Ada 3 condition. Untuk retract ada berapa condition? 1. Apa condition dia? So release the push button. Kemudian ada or dekat sini. So this is your first condition. Ataupun you have a guard no longer. So maksudnya guard tu you dah buka. So safety lah. So you dah buka guard. So either one is done. Then the cylinder retract to the initial position. Okay, so boleh tengok gambar ni. So this is a bit tadi yang circle-circle tadi adalah something simple. So this is more complicated sebab ada few condition. Okay, so you can see here. So you have this. So dia ada 2 condition. So normally end valve you only have 2 input. Tapi tadi soalan tu ada 3 input. So you give 2 input, kemudian yang ni dia mesh jadi satu lagi input to the second valve. So maksudnya ada 2 end valve. Okay, so the first one adalah push button. Ini adalah roller input. So boleh tengok dekat sini. So ada gambar macam dinding. So meaning this is on. Kalau ada gambar dinding ni, dia adalah on. So kalau yang macam lorek ni tak ada, so meaning is not activated. Yang ni maksudnya dia on lah. Yang ni on, yang ni pun on. So kalau yang ni on, and you press the push button, baru dia akan extend. Kalau yang ni on, yang ni off, yang ni on, so dia takkan bagi signal dekat sini, because it's a end valve. Both inputs must be given. Kalau 3 condition met, baru dia hantar signal dekat sini. Yang ni dia akan ubah, and your cylinder will extend. If one of it dia cancel, so either push button or your tadi yang guard kan. So either one is not connected, so signal ni dia takkan ada, automatically it will go back to the initial position sebab ada spring, and your cylinder will retract. Okay, so ada soalan gambar ni? Boleh faham? Okay, so you must be able, so untuk subjek ni, for you to answer your final, so you boleh interpret this whole circuit dari starting until the end. So kalau tak, so even explaining from starting until end, it can give you like 4 to 5 mark. So you kena tahulah macam mana nak explain. So then you have a condition or valve. Okay, or valve. Okay, tadi end valve dia perlu ada dua input. Or valve either one. Okay, so double acting cylinder is used to transfer part from a magazine. If either a push button or foot pedal is operated, the cylinder is to advance. So circuit ni ada berapa condition untuk extend the cylinder? Ada berapa condition? Ada berapa condition dekat sini? So if either a push button or foot pedal is operated, either one. So maksudnya ada 2 input, either one input ada, so it will extend. So once the cylinder is fully advanced, it is to retract to the initial position, meaning it already advanced. So at the end ada sensor, dia dah detect cylinder dah advance, dia on, terus cylinder retract. A 3/2-way roller lever valve is to use to detect the full extension of the cylinder. So dekat full extension, detect the full extension maksudnya dia bertindak sebagai sensor to detect the extension. Okay, boleh tengok dekat sini. So you have either one input. So you gunakan or valve. So you have the push button input or foot pedal. So ini adalah gambar foot pedal. Okay. So either one ada. So it will send a signal to the valve and your cylinder will extend. Fully extend, dia dah kena dekat 1S3 sensor roller valve. Okay, roller valve. So kalau dia fully extend halfway, yang ni takkan on. So kalau fully extend baru 1S3 akan on. 1S3 on, yang ni akan on. It will send signal for it to retract. Okay. So nampak dekat sini faham lah, tapi make sure you can design it in fluid sim and you boleh lukis balik. So go back, you practice. So practice. So dari gambar ni practice untuk tulis macam yang ni. At the same time dari sini try lukis yang ni. Okay, simbol kena betul. Pastikan exhaust ada, input ada. Before the exam saya akan bagilah sedikit tips apa-apa yang you perlu avoid. Okay, during the design. Yang senior you buat mistake. So they lose marks dekat sana. So at times circuit dah betul, gambar exhaust semua tak lukis. So malas kan? Kalau tak lukis, so minus mark. Okay, so example 4.9, a combined actuation of a manually actuated valve and roller lever valve advanced forming tool on the edge folding device. So yang ni dia ada satu cylinder. So you have a workpiece here. So katakan yang ni adalah satu besi. Kemudian you ada cylinder. So the cylinder advance, so dia akan bengkokkan the workpiece. Dari straight dia bengkokkan jadi macam huruf L. Okay, so industrial application. The forming tool is driven by a double acting cylinder. So the rapid forward travel, the circuit utilizes a quick exhaust valve. The retracting speed is to be adjustable. If either one of the two valves are released, the tool return to the initial position. So boleh tengok dekat sini. So you have a condition. So you have K1S1, a push button and a roller valve. So roller valve, dia bagi tahu tak roller valve ni ada kat mana? Okay, so roller valve dia tak bagi tahu dekat sini, but it is assumed that it detect the full extension. Full extension, cylinder dah fully extend, so that cylinder akan on. Okay. Okay, tapi gambar ni dia macam ada gambar dinding. So meaning is initially it memang on. Okay, so walaupun tak bagi tahu dekat sini, so it will detect the retractor position, not the advanced position. Bukan detect whether it's fully advanced or not. So based on gambar ni, kita tahu yang ni dia on always. So meaning the cylinder retract, dia detect the retractor position, whether cylinder dah balik ke tak. Dia dah balik tu baru dia on. Kalau dia on dan you press the push button, yang ni dia macam safety lah. Sebab waktu dia advance tu you tak boleh tekan push button. Dia tunggu dia balik dulu, baru start the new cycle. Okay, so dia dah balik. So normally 1S2 ni kita akan letak dekat sini. We know whether it's retracted or extended. Okay, ada end valve, so it will send signal. Valve will be activated. So you can see here you have a quick exhaust, so it will control the speed. Cylinder can extend. Sorry, this is one way flow control valve and you have a quick exhaust. Okay, so it will control the speed also. Okay, sebab dia bagi tahu dekat sini ada quick exhaust valve. Okay, so once dia dah extend, dia akan retract balik based on the quick exhaust. Okay, so far ada few example yang kita tengok. So I hope you boleh nampak lah Okay, so I think this week you will start to do lab 1. So lab 1, I think you must be able to understand so how to design and how to utilize whatever circuit design skill that you will possess in the lab. So pastikan all the lab, ada 4 lab. So I think ada 2 lab on pneumatic, 1 lab on electropneumatic and 1 in hydraulic. So make sure you betul-betul buat. Okay, that's the only thing I can ask. So don't copy your friend. Kawan you pun tak semestinya dia betul. Okay, so try to learn this skill. Okay, as an engineer, I think you need to know this skill. Okay, so ada soalan, example. So far ada few example yang kita tengok. So if you don't understand, so try to listen back to the video and try to understand all the example. Okay. Okay, so various method of checking end position of the cylinder. So yang ni yang saya bagi tahu tadi. So whether cylinder end position, apa tu end position? End position of cylinder. Apa tu? Apa tu end position? Whether cylinder fully extend ataupun retract. So dia nak detect whether sebab dia bergerak macam sensor. Okay. So end position, so normally cylinder ada 2. One fully extend ataupun fully retract. So in between tak ada sensors. Okay, so normally we will use a roller type or roller lever type or idle return roller type. So idle return dia macam ada macam tangan lah. So it has macam angle. Then roller type is just like one roller. Okay, and electropneumatic you can use reed sensors. Dia macam electrical sensors. Then you can use electrically proximity switches and pneumatic signal generators. Okay, so these are the various methods of checking the end positions. Okay, roller lever limit switch. Ini adalah roller lever limit switch. So dia bentuk dia macam ni. Okay, so dekat atas ni ada roller. So what will happen? So it will be attached at the end of the cylinder. So piston extend, dia kena dekat roller ni. Roller ni gerak ke bawah, dia akan on this switch. So this is a mechanical concept lah. So it's using a mechanical concept based on the extension and retraction. Okay, so normally what we will do, dekat tempat fully extend, dia letak satu, fully retract letak satu. So it will detect. So if fully retract, it will detect. Fully extend pun dia akan retract. So ada 2. So which will give input to control your cylinder. So if you want to design fully manual system, you tak perlulah yang ni. But if you just want to start the machine, kemudian di extension dengan retraction, you want the roller switch to detect, so you boleh gunakan method ni. Okay, so this is the symbol. Then you have a idle return. Roller switch juga, sama juga roller switch, but it has a idle return. So at times you can have a condition where you will have a signal overlap. So signal overlap maksudnya, so I tunjuk dekat sini. So you ada valve ni, it only can operate at one condition. Either you dapat input dari sebelah kanan ataupun dari sebelah kiri. So either from the right or left. Signal overlap, at the same time dua-dua side you dapat input. Port 14 pun dapat input, port 12 pun akan dapat input. So in this case, yang mana satu yang valve akan pilih? 12 ke 14? Kalau dapat input dua-dua belah. Okay, so you ada valve. Okay, so dekat sini dapat satu input, dekat sini dapat satu input. Kenapa goyang macam ni? Okay. So normally you need to choose. Kalau you dapat input dari sini, so you akan pilih benda yang ni. Kalau dapat input dari sini, you akan pilih yang ni. So what will happen kalau dua-dua side dapat input? So yang mana satu yang valve akan pilih? Pilih sebelah kanan ke sebelah kiri? Ya? Siapa cakap kanan? Seorang. Okey, siapa cakap kiri? Siapa cakap tak tahu? Okey. So, selalu kena bayangkan apa input yang dapat. Apa input yang masuk dekat sini? Udara kan, kompresor kan. So kalau kompresor dua-dua pun sama pressure, what will happen? So yang ni dalam ni adalah mechanical. So dia akan bergerak based on the pressure kompresor yang dia receive. Kalau dua-dua side dekat sini pun 10 bar, here also 10 bar. So what will happen? So opposite direction. So dia akan cancel. Okay, so dia akan cancel. So what will happen? Dia takkan extend ataupun retract, because the pressure will be the same. So kalau ada case where there's a signal overlap, so your cylinder takkan extend walaupun dapat input dari dua-dua belah. So both side dapat input, but cylinder won't extend because it cannot decide. Sebab dia tak bijak. So dia tak boleh detect. So what you need to do as an engineer? Ada keyword dekat sini. So ada keyword dekat sini. So what you need to do to, yang ni kita panggil as signal overlap. Overlap maksudnya bertindih. Okay, ada dua input. So what you need to do to make the cylinder extend? So kalau you jadi valve, so what you will do in order to solve? So you akan pilih yang mana satu kan? Okay, so which one you need to choose. So you ada satu selection criteria where you will be putting there in order to select whether you want to select right hand side or left hand side. Okay, so itu yang kita panggil as signal elimination. Okay, signal elimination meaning you eliminate signal yang tak okey. Okay, tak okey ataupun not according to your selection criteria. Okay, so ada dua condition dekat sini, keyword. Soalan yang biasa keluar. Okay, soalan yang biasa keluar, what is signal overlap? Signal overlap, so you kena lukis lah. So cakap dua-dua side dapat input, so and the valve cannot decide. So that is what we call as a signal overlap. Then ada soalan juga, how to overcome signal overlap. So you can overcome signal overlap using signal elimination method. Ada banyak signal elimination method yang you akan belajar. So one adalah classical method yang kita gunakan, roller lever limit switch with idle return. Okay, kemudian ada cascading method dengan step counter method. Setiap tahun memang ada soalan. Cascading method dengan step counter method. Sebab that is the main thing untuk design your circuit. So you memang tak boleh escape dari cascading and also step counter method. Okay, so pastikan saya akan bagi dua video on that tutorial. Memang video tu memang ramai tengok. I think already more than 10,000 watch. Sebab memang is simplified. So pastikan you dengar, so repeatedly listen to it, try to draw and understand. Okay, so ada signal overlap. How you want to overcome is using signal elimination. Okay, so you are using a signal elimination. Okay, how you can use a roller lever limit switch with idle return. So bentuk dia macam ni. So in fluid sim it will be like this symbol. So symbol macam tangan. Okay. So you can click to the valve. So normally akan ada push button atau apa. Right click, you boleh choose benda ni. Ada roller valve ataupun idle return roller valve. So what will happen? So kalau kalau piston saya lukis juga. So you have, so dia ada macam ni. Okay. Okay, so dia ada macam ni. So let's say you have a piston here. So it's extending. Dia kena dekat roller valve. Okay, so how we can eliminate the signal? Kalau dia kena dekat sini, what will happen? Kalau cylinder bergerak dari sini, extend, kena dekat roller ni. So what will happen? Apa yang akan jadi dekat roller ni? So dia akan pergi ke depan. So pergi ke depan, it will activate this button ke tak? Pergi ke depan. Okay. So piston boleh bergerak dari sebelah sini dan piston boleh bergerak dari sebelah sini. So yang mana satu akan activate? Yang sebelah piston yang ini akan activate sebab bawah ni ada button kan. Okay, so ada button. So yang mana satu akan activate button ni? Yang kanan ke kiri? Siapa cakap kiri? Siapa cakap kanan? Siapa cakap tak tahu? Tak tahu memang senang lah nak jawab kan. Okay. So kalau you tengok, cuba imagine. So if the cylinder extend, kena dekat yang ni. So dari position ni dia akan jadi macam ni. It will just go in front. So just go in front. Then what will happen? Kalau cylinder tu dah fully extend, so it will just come until here. Dia tekan button ni. But here, if it extend, it will apply a pressure dekat sini. Sebab yang ni dia maksimum yang dia boleh. So dia tak boleh pergi sebelah sini. So yang ni adalah maksimum. So what will happen? So it will apply pressure, akan ada sini untuk ada force untuk press this. So maksudnya it only will choose one side. So which is the right hand side. Kalau dari sini dia just akan bengkok ke depan, dia lepas tu dia akan naik balik. So maybe dekat lab saya akan minta Encik Saifuddin untuk tunjukkan. So we have at the back, so the roller valve. So you boleh tengok. So how's the mechanical way. So I ada discuss juga hari tu. For now you will start with fluid sim, but one of the lab we will try to ask you to do using the actual mechatronic system yang ada dekat lab, MSD lab juga, tapi ada kat belakang. So you boleh letak, then you can connect the compressed air, the extend or retract the valve. Okay. So I hope you boleh imagine lah. So imagine how this thing can be settled. So earlier we saw ada signal overlap. So kalau you letak idle return roller valve, so it will select either one. So it will select only from certain direction. Macam tadi, so hanya dia boleh accept from the right hand side. Dia tak boleh accept from the left hand side. So similarly, it will idle return roller valve, it will only select from one side. Okay, it can eliminate the signal, and it will only choose the signal that it want to take. Okay, so example of use of the limit switch. So tengok, so you have S1, apa fungsi S1? Apa fungsi S1? So S1 adalah roller switch 1. Apa yang dia detect? S1 ni. So it will check whether the cylinder fully retract ke tak. So retract maksudnya dia dah tarik balik. Okay, so maksudnya dia dah balik ke tempat asal. So what S2 will detect? Fully extend, whether the cylinder fully extend ke tak. So here you have S1, S2. So here pun ada S1, S2. Then okay, this is for forward. So what we can see from here, so S1 and S2 are the limit switcher responding to ohm position. Okay, so that's a term called ohm position and extended position. So ohm position maksudnya dia balik ke asal. Okay, ohm kan, rumah. So it come back to the original position. So this is what we call as the ohm position, and extended position adalah S2. Okay, so different circuit, they maybe akan ada different name. So kalau ada dua, selalunya kita boleh tengok ada 1S1, 1S2. So 2S1, 2S2. So we know that two cylinders are involved. So macam dekat sini ada dua cylinder. So dekat sini pun S1, S2, dekat sini pun S1, S2. So when you name it here, so you'll get confused. So better to have a different name. So A1, kalau cylinder ni adalah cylinder A, so letaklah A1, A2. A kecil dengan A kecil 1, A kecil 2. Okay, if this is cylinder B, so B1, B2. So easy to remember, easy. So when you design, you won't get confused. Okay, then you have a pressure sequence valve. Okay, so pressure sequence valve, dia bertindak sebagai sensor. So pressure sensor. So boleh tengok dekat sini, you tekan the push button, so it will extend. So dia extend, cylinder akan extend at the same time you have a feedback. So masuk ke pressure sequence valve, dia sampai 4 bar, baru dia hantar signal dekat sini untuk retract. So meaning it extend, cylinder extend. So dia tunggu sampai 4 bar is achieved. Dia dah sampai, baru dia akan retract based on the pressure sequence valve. So pressure sequence valve, kalau application yang you nak design tu, dia ada pressure requirement. Maksudnya once it reach a certain pressure, baru dia retract ataupun extend. So then you can use a pressure sequence valve. Okay, so time delay valve, soalan yang biasa keluar. Okay, so biasa keluar. So time delay valve, even design pun akan ada time delay valve. Okay, so normally we will ask to introduce 3 second delay or 5 second or 20 second delay. So you kena tahu macam mana nak gunakan dalam circuit. So you can see here, a double acting cylinder is used to press together glued components. Upon operation of a push button, the clamping cylinder extend. So you tekan push button, cylinder extend. Once the fully advanced position is reached, meaning it's already reached sensor extended on, the cylinder is to remain at the time of T equals to 6 second. Meaning dia dah sampai fully extended, dia tunggu 6 second, baru dia retract. So that's a condition. A new cycle is only possible after the cylinder is fully retracted. Maksudnya dia dah fully retract, sensor kena detect, baru new cycle boleh start. Okay, so you can see here, this is so you have an end valve. So tadi dia cakap last line, The cylinder retraction is to be adjustable. A new start cycle is only possible after the cylinder is fully retracted. So maksudnya fully retraction kena on, baru you tekan push button dia akan start. Sebab itu dekat sini you tengok 1S2. So 1S2 dekat sini. So cylinder dah fully retracted, 1S2 on. 1S2 on. So dekat sini dia ada gambar macam dinding. So if ada gambar macam dinding ni, so meaning the sensor is on. Then you press the push button, and valve activates sebab ada dua input. So then it will send signal to activate. Cylinder akan ubah, the valve akan ubah, and cylinder will extend. Cylinder extend, so it reach 1S3. So tadi condition, so cylinder will extend slowly. Fully advanced position reach, the cylinder remains 6 seconds. So dia dah sampai 1S3. So 1S3 ada roller valve dekat sini. So, tengok roller valve ni dia tak ada dinding. Yang 1S2 ada dinding. So because this is only activated once the cylinder extend and reach here. Cylinder dah reach dekat sini, automatically kalau you tengok dekat flip scene akan ada dinding dekat sini. So dia akan ubah ke sebelah kiri dan akan ada dinding. So meaning is on. So dia dah on, dia akan masuk ke apa ni? So what is this? Siapa ni? So this is a time delay valve. Time delay valve ada one way flow control valve, ada accumulator dengan 3/2 valve. It's a combination. Okay, so dia akan start untuk 6 seconds. Dah habis 6 seconds, baru dia hantar signal dekat sini untuk retract the cylinder. Okay, so ada soalan? So this is another application, bonding application. So it's using a multiple time delay. Extension pun ada time delay, retraction pun ada time delay. So it depends on the question. Okay, so ada soalan? So any questions from whatever we learn from chapter 4 part 2? Okay, so walaupun ada banyak circuit, so you need to understand. So you need to understand for you to design. Okay, ada soalan? Okay, so kalau tak ada soalan tu, we just quickly go through a few questions here from the discussion. Okay, so yang ni soalan dari Ed Puzzle. Okay, what is the difference between direct and indirect control? Apa perbezaan? Yang ni soalan yang biasa keluar juga. Apa perbezaan direct and indirect? Siapa boleh bagi tahu? So direct tu macam mana? So I think ada gambar dekat sini. So apa perbezaan antara gambar ni dengan gambar ni? So what's the difference? Yang ni actually dua-dua pun sama. So extend the cylinder and retract the cylinder. So what's the difference? So kalau indirect, in between ada additional valve. So dari sini dia hantar signal ke sini, dari sini baru dia hantar dia ke sini. Okay. So one is to activate, one is to control. So ada dua. So direct method, so dua-dua pun boleh extend and also retract. Tapi direct way, it will be connected straight to the cylinder, and indirect dia akan ada intermediate valve. So in between akan ada valve. So that's the difference. So kalau dalam exam, so katakan soalan tu adalah 3 markah. So you lukis dua-dua, then you explain. So baru you akan dapat few marks. Okay, the full marks. Okay, so that's for the first. Ada soalan? First question. I think is direct lah. So you will understand. Okay, so what are the functions of 0Z and 0S in the pneumatic circuit? So I think ini adalah satu circuit. So yang ni direct ke indirect? Direct ke indirect? Direct, sebab ada push button, you tekan, dia terus connector. In between tak ada valve. Tapi dekat bawah ni, so you have the 0Z and 0S. What is this? So, saya encourage untuk lukis yang ni. Okay, sebelum start your circuit. Okay. Tapi dalam fluid sim tak perlulah. Tapi when you draw in your exam or midterm, you kena lukis. Lukis yang ni. So what is this? 0Z dengan 0S. Apa itu 0Z? Yang ni. So 0Z ni adalah compressor. Okay, ini adalah compressor. Yang 0S ni emergency switch, betul. Okay, so 0Z is your compressor. Compressor sambung dengan your pressure gauge semua lah. Okay, so this is your prepared compressed air. 0S adalah emergency switch. Okay, dalam industri pun ada. So your pneumatic machine, so let's say it's operating, suddenly something out of control, mechanical error ke ataupun electrical error or something. So you tekan push button ni, dia tak boleh off. So what you will do, you disconnect the circuit. So kalau you disconnect the pressure air, the compressed air, so what will happen? Automatically yang ni akan stop. Okay, so the 0S and 0Z and 0S are the safety features. Okay, safety of the circuit. Okay, so kalau soalan ni, so what are the functions of 0Z and 0S in the pneumatic circuit? First, you explain what is 0Z. 0Z is your compressed air supply, and 0S is your safety valve ataupun safety emergency button. Okay, so emergency button. So function dia to disconnect the circuit, the pneumatic circuit in case of uncontrollable situation ataupun emergency situation. Okay. So nanti as I said, we will go to industrial visit. So hopefully kita boleh tengok the real one lah. So real one. So normally the 0S button, it will be ada ke dekat sini? So dekat sini tak ada lah. So no pneumatic. So electrical pun tak ada. So normally it's like a push button. So kan macam ni kan, push button. So normally it will be red color. So you just press to disconnect the circuit. Okay. So that's the function. Okay, number 3. So what it means by pilot operated valve? Apa tu pilot operated? Ada juru terbang ke? Okay, pilot operated. Siapa boleh bagi tahu? Apa itu pilot operated? Tak dalam video saya ada bagi tahu ke tak? So pilot operated. So pilot operated, so kalau you tengok ada valve. Ada valve. Kemudian ada simbol macam ni. Ini tak adalah, tengah-tengah tak adalah. Ada simbol macam ni. So ini adalah pilot operated. So pilot operated maksudnya this valve is controlled by compressor. So normally kalau dekat sini, valve ni controlled by what is used to control this valve? Push button. So you tekan push button, so manual lah. So manually control. So this is not pilot operated. Tapi yang ni pilot operated. Sebab you press this push button, compressor akan masuk, compressor yang akan control this valve. So if a valve is controlled by compressor, yang itu kita panggil as pilot operated. Yang ni ada berapa pilot? Pilot operator berapa? Ada satu. Sebab ada satu triangle. Satu je pneumatic input. Dekat sini spring. Tapi yang ni, so kita panggil as double pilot operated. So pneumatic input from both side. So kalau cuma ada satu, single pilot operated. Okay, so that is what we call as a pilot operated. So pilot operated means pneumatically given input. Okay, so dalam kes ni, so this port 12. Selalunya dalam design port 12 dengan port 14. So dekat sini 12, selalunya dekat belakang ni adalah 14. Kalau sebelah kanan. Kalau you nampak yang tu, so you know that is a pilot operated valve. Okay, number 4. Okay, so gambar ni, yang ni pilot operated ke tak? Ya? Yeah? Siapa cakap yang ni gambar pilot operated? Tak pasti. Tadi tengok gambar triangle kan? So dekat sini gambar triangle tak ada. Tapi you boleh tengok dari sini application ni. So kalau you press the push button, so it will send signal. So if this valve receives signal in a pneumatic way, automatically jadi pilot operated walaupun tak ada gambar triangle. So dalam ni, so ada double pilot operated. Kenapa gambar ni tak ada triangle tu? Sebab gambar ni not designed using fluid sim. Gambar ni design using Automation Studio. Ada banyak software. So syllabus lama pakai Automation Studio, syllabus baru pakai. Sebab Automation Studio you tak boleh install dekat laptop. You kena pergi ke lab, gunakan PC dekat lab. So what we do, we give you a freeware, so you can use at your hostel. So kita switch. Kalau dalam fluid sim, you akan tengok dekat sini akan ada the small triangle. Okay, so dalam exam, so make sure you tengok dekat input ni, whether it's a pneumatically given input. Kalau pneumatically given input, always consider it as a pilot operated. Okay, so dalam case ni ada double pilot operated. Okay. Okay, so number 4, what it means by memory valve. Apa tu memory valve? So memory valve, segala I dah explain tadi. So extension and also retraction of your cylinder is based on push button. So dua-dua side pun ada push button untuk extend dengan retract. Sebab your double acting cylinder, you don't have spring for it to return. So once you press the push button to extend, it will be remain in the extended position until you have a mechanism for it to retract. So dalam memory valve, dua-dua side, extension and also retraction, is controlled by push button. So that is what we call as a memory valve. Kenapa panggil dia memory valve? Sebab dia macam boleh ingat. So you tekan, so dia akan remain in the position sampai you give the next input. So it can like memorize your instruction. Sebab itu dia panggil as a memory valve. Tapi at the back, both extension and retraction controlled by push button ataupun manual operation. So that is what we call as a memory valve. Okay, number 5. What is the stripe beside roller valve symbol? Okay, so ini adalah simbol. Apa stripe ni? Okay. Okay, so you have a valve. Okay, and you have a roller. Okay, so you can see here first you tengok kalau ada simbol ni, it will be activated at this side. Saya boleh tengok yang ni dia ada connection. Sebab yang ni on, so meaning is connected. Ataupun on lah. Kalau ada simbol ni, so meaning this valve is on. So meaning is in the initial condition. Dia bukan in normal condition. So ada satu lagi case. Sama. Ada roller. Tapi gambar ni tak ada. Dekat sini tak ada dinding. So you can see it will be this side. So it will be like this. No connection. So it will be at this side. Kalau I check tengok. Ada tak? So boleh tengok dekat sini. So you have both condition. So you can see here. Yang ni dia ada dinding. So dinding. So you can see the position. So it's in the normal position ke initial position? Initial. So sebelah kiri initial kan. So tapi you tengok dekat sini. Yang ni pun roller valve. Tapi dia tak ada dinding. So kalau tak ada dinding, it will be at your normal position, meaning unactuated position. So, yang ni maksudnya dia dah on. Maksudnya ada connection. Sebab dia dah balik, silinder dah balik, 1S2 dah on. So dah on, so yang ni pun on lah. So 1S3 dia off sebab silinder ada kat sini, yang ni tak ada, is not on, off. So dia jadi macam ni. So answering to the question earlier, so what is the stripes beside roller valve symbol? So stripe ni. So it means the roller valve is on. So maksudnya roller valve tu ada activated. So boleh tengok the actual picture. Ini adalah idle return roller valve. Boleh tengok macam ada siku. So you can see like you have a angle. Ini adalah roller valve biasa. So cylinder extend, dia akan tekan. Dia akan tekan ke bawah. Okay, so depends on the construction. Okay. So number 6, final one. So our roller lever limit switch with idle return can eliminate signal overlap. So ini adalah idle return roller valve. So as I say earlier, so kalau dari one side it will just extend, dia takkan tekan button tu, but from the other side it will have a force to press the button. So dia cuma akan accept input from one side of cylinder. Okay, not both side. Okay, so ada soalan? So chapter 4 part 2 I think kita dah cover. So I hope you, kalau ada soalan boleh tanya. So I think we need to have class on Friday lah. Okay, sebab I don't want to rush too fast for this, sebab yang ni adalah benda yang penting. So kalau saya rush too fast, then you cannot follow. Okay, so better kita settle with discussion, dan kita akan belajar sikit chapter 5. Then baru saya akan sambung on Friday. Okay, so kalau ada tak ada soalan, so we will take time. So kita akan balik 9:30. So kita akan sambung dengan chapter 5. Okay, so in between ada soalan boleh tanya. Okay, so take time.